Maneva na sema PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there osia dem yopo.
Your party is at the center of this accusation. You're perpetrating this or just paying lip service?
Okay, so once again, good morning. Roland, which of the topics are we dealing with? Because you see, they
are on Galamsey.
So we can blame.
Yes.
So what I'll do is I'll start with Mr. Akufo-Addo's claim on France 24. You see, the level of dishonesty
being what?
That our president exhibits on international platform is terrible. And the reason he does that is that there's no benefit of fact-checking him. Listen carefully. The president had run away from the Ghanaian media and is doing international PR because the international community had come to the realization that this man had become extremely irresponsible and engaged in the arrest and prosecution of protesters. Now listen carefully.
How do you come to that conclusion?
You see, kindly read Article 88 of the 1992 Constitution for me.
Is it on the Attorney General?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Article 88. Here, what does it say?
There shall be an Attorney General of Ghana who shall be a Minister of State and the principal legal advisor to the government. What has that got to do with the argument?
Go to the next
So,
one.
88.2, the Attorney General shall discharge such other duties of legal nature as may be referred or assigned to him by the President or imposed by the President or imposed on him by this Constitution or any other law.
Perfect.
What's this for?
Now, go to the third.
The Attorney General shall be responsible for the initiation and conduct
what?
Initiation
and
conduct of all prosecutions of criminal offences.
Thank you. Look, the person who is in court prosecuting these protesters is Akufo-Addo's Attorney General, Godfred Yebu-Adame. He initiated the prosecution. The person who arrested these protesters is the IGP appointed by Mr. Akufo-Addo under his direction and instruction. Now, you know what? These misdemeanors are usually prosecuted by police officers. Misdemeanors. They are prosecuted by police officers. In the specific case of these protesters, the Attorney General himself said he wants to prosecute them. What it means is that Mr. Akufo-Addo has direct interest in their prosecution.
Because it's been done by his Attorney General?
Directly. Because you see, usually, police officers who are prosecuted, when it's a misdemeanor, it's not even felony. There are times that they will prosecute stealing, they will prosecute the issues of rape, defilement, among other things. In this specific case, the Attorney General, who was in the UN, at the UN General Assembly with Nana Addo, called for the prosecution of this individual. Now you see, in a very dishonest manner, the president says, oh, I don't know anything, Pontius Pilate. What he didn't tell the news, the journalists, is that when the lawyers for the prosecutors applied for bail, the Attorney General rep in court opposed the bail application. What was he doing? He was acting for and on behalf of the executive. Who has the executive? Is it Edudzi? Is it John Mahama? Is it him? Or my brother here? It is Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
But the argument that the judicial that he makes that the judiciary is independent.
I beg you. Listen, if you read the ruling of the court when the bail application was made, and look, I just want for the record of this meeting, this particular conversation, to just read what the judge said on bail. In fact, he never said anything at all. If you look at the prayer made by the defense attorney, all the judge did was, I refuse bail, without more. And I just want to read the last end of the judge's ruling. The position of the court is that the court is not inclined to grant bail, and the accused person will be remanded to police custody instead of the prison custody prosecution prayed for, and the police having custody of the accused persons. So even the Republic wanted them remanded in prison custody.
Edudzi, what you are claiming is that the president is playing ostrich.
Completely. If not even ostrich, mampam. You know the account animal called mampam. See no evil, hear no evil. So it is that mampam leadership. That is what we have seen up to now. Now, you know, curiously, the police, in fact, misled the court that they obtained an injunction restraining the demonstrators. What the court said, and listen carefully, the police went to the court ex parte. Meanwhile, the High Court has ruled that for protests, you can't go and restrain them ex parte. You understand? So they went ex parte to restrain them from going to the Revolutionary Square and not 37. So the protesters went there. So clearly, these things were done. But you know why? You see, I have always said, the government we have today, led by Akufo-Addo and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, have demonstrated a certain high level of vindictiveness. All they wanted to do is to get a court to remand them for 2 weeks. Listen carefully. Listen carefully. Oliver Barker, whatever, is already before our courts. And he has been attending upon the court from home. So when you say such a person is flight risk, what do you exactly mean? It doesn't make sense. But you see, in all of this, have you heard Bawumia speak about the protesters? John Dramani Mahama had put it out that the 2 weeks given to them was high-handed. He had said the Attorney General should forthwith.
Well, what are you expecting Dr. Bawumia to say?
I beg you, to do forthwith a nolle prosequa. When MPP thugs, armed MPP guys, stormed a court and drove away a sitting judge, the Attorney General filed a nolle prosequa in respect of that matter. How did it end? And now you are putting mere protesters behind. Yes.
Should we show the videos?
Please do.
No, should we show the videos?
I want to watch the video.
The block rows.
No, should we show the videos? Let's show
the block rows.
In 19, please. When you were talking, listen, when you were talking, I was making.
I only asked the question.
No, so later you can ask the question.
Can I send the videos and we show
you are not helping me.
Please, let's show the videos.
No, you can send.
Please.
But we have some of the videos, so.
No, show them.
Listen, an MPP communicator sat in this very studio and alleged that by reason of the blockade of roads, 10 people died. Thankfully to Bella Mundi, they called the PRO, the deputy PRO of National Ambulance Service, and he said it's a barefaced lie. So what they have done is to contrive a particular narrative to create the impression that it is the unruly behavior of the protesters that resulted. Akufo-Addo is fully aware. Why is Bawumia quiet? He is quiet because he's a beneficiary of this detention.
How can you make such a conclusion?
Please. Of this detention of these protesters.
We have freedom of speech, you know.
Now, you know something.
Everybody's free to speak.
You know
when
something.
they want.
It's good you blend the two. So let me just move to the second. On this platform, my brother here alleges that 4 constituencies that the NDC won because of
including Akwetia, I think I remember. Yeah.
Akwetia, first of all. Please. Akwetia, first of all.
Oh, sorry.
Akwetia, first of all. The MPP parliament, MP then, I must say, went independent. And that is what influenced the parliamentary outcome. How then do you blame it on your so-called fight against Galamsey, which never took place in the first place? Now listen, he said, evaluate Jira. NDC won because Galamseyers were paying 1,000 Ghana.
And I said Galamseyers were paying 1,000. Let me, you know,
how in God's name can you say
listen, what I'm
Galamseyers were paying voters 1,000 Ghana cedis? It's barefaced lies. You provide no evidence whatsoever, and you sit on a national platform and parrot these barefaced lies. Christian Honi Valley was already an NDC seat. Barbara Otinjesi took it in 2016. And it reverted back to the NDC. How is that? So if you pick all the
cities, go and talk about Upper Dentra.
In fact, now listen carefully. The people voted for Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Nanado won.
But in all these constituencies, Nanado won. Please, in all these constituencies, Nanado won.
If Nanado, listen, is the one fighting the Galamsey, why didn't the people punish him? Per your logic.
I don't
You sit on it. No, the ban was done by Nanado, correct? But the people in those 4 constituencies he mentioned all voted for him. If you were the one fighting it, why were they blaming the parliamentary?
So you're saying they were looking at the strength of the candidates?
Perfect. In those communities, please don't sit on national television and do that. Now you know what? If you pick 21 constituencies in Ashanti out of 47, they are the Galamsey zone, the Amansia enclave, Edujama, Kunsu, Manson Kwanta, the Ahafo North, South East and Southwest enclave, then the Konongo Asante Achim enclave. All those 21 seats, MPP won presidential and parliamentary. Please go and do your research well. MPP lost Krowo. Are they doing Galamsey in Krowo? MPP lost Lojokuku. You do Galamsey in Lojokuku. MPP lost Madina Adenta. Were you doing Galamsey there?
Okay. So can I answer these questions?
No. We must all appreciate something.
Then I'll go to Solo.
Okay. When it comes, I'll note it down.
Please note it down.
Okay, I will.
So that we have a very austere, gentle conversation.
And look, I want to respect my brother.
Please round up.
My brother Titus Glover. Titus makes a very important point. He said the involvement of MPP operatives, it is what has made the fight difficult.
But that's an old table.
It doesn't matter. The principle is solid, and I associate with that. As we speak, the MPP MCE, the MCE appointed by Akufo-Addo for Amenfi East, in the person of Honorable Frederick Kranchi, immediately MPP came to power. April 2017, he registered a mining company called Co-Freeze Construction and Engineering Limited. Guess what? On the 17th of January 2023, he applied and was granted a mining concession. So as we speak, the MPP MCE for Amenfi East is into mining. Now he's the chairman of DISASSOCIATES.
Well, the argument was that that's a license.
I beg you. He's the chairman of MUSEC. How do you expect the person who has a company engaged in this activity to be the one fighting it? Akufo-Addo, I don't know. May this fraud never be perpetrated on Ghanaian. 2, the DCE for Impoho, Honorable Ignatius Asa Mensah, registered a sole proprietorship company called JKSM Mining. As we speak, his company is busily mining in the Odumasi Impoho concession as late as 9th of August 2024. Akonta Mining. You remember the MPP PC for Wasa East and Paul, basically telling Galamseyers to attack soldiers.
The candidate?
Yes.
In that video, okay.
And you see the soldiers
But he came to apologize.
Please, the soldiers saw how Mahama was brutally murdered. And so you tell your wife, I'm going to duty. And you hear somebody saying that people should attack you. What will be your strength to go and fight? And so the point ought to be made very clear. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's coordinator for the middle belt, the Honorable Ayu Afriye, the Parliamentary Select Committee Chairman on Health, is on tape telling Ghanaians.
So is Nana.
Please.
No, so is Nana. On
Calm down.
Saying the same
Calm
thing.
down.
No, I'm just saying. So is Nana on
Stay
saying
calm.
the same
Stay
thing.
calm.
I am
When you were
calm.
talking, I was very calm. Be calm. You are jittery.
No, I'm not.
Listen. When Ayu
Afriye,
I'll end here. When Ayu Afriye openly said, Galamsey will not stop today, we will not stop tomorrow. Bawumia had never disassociated himself because that is his coordinator for the middle belt. What was he doing? If that is not the position of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, what you do is that you say, no, even though he's my coordinator within this belt, this is not the DMB position on Galamsey. That is what the
DMB position on Galamsey.
And their position, and let me tell you,
responsible mining. The Galamsey Afriye talks about is responsible mining.
Why
No, let's correct these things. Let's correct these things.
Mirakuduka. You heard Mirakuduka, and I tie it in with Labour. When Labour raised the issue of demonstrating, we felt it was a good call. Then Bawumia's coordinator on mining, Mirakuduka, now went out there and said the NDC is behind organized labor. and that the NDC is behind GMA, NAT, among others, to go on this demonstration. From the day Mrekuduka made that statement, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia had never issued a statement saying the claim by Mrekuduka is not what he represents.
What do you have against
when you are a leader, and your subordinates speak, and that does not reflect your position, you issue a disclaimer.
Oh, please.
Then we know that that is your principal position. Bawumia, and I say this, Galamseyers cannot fight Galamsey. The people involved in the Galamsey now are parachiefs of the MPP operatives. So never expect them. I mean, what is wrong? Akufo-Addo simply said, I declare a state of emergency on all our water bodies. What is wrong with that? But the president had refused because even business associates of his daughters are directly involved by way of elite minerals. So you can appreciate why Akufo-Addo cannot do anything about this.
On the other hand, and then we have this also milling up. Now you see, so you just have 4 minutes to tackle this. Now, how do we avert the current situation as it is?
You see, on City FM online now, we will lose our seats if we impose a ban on Galamsey.
Who said that?
MPP MP for Asante Achim South. And I read a story. Kweku Asante Boateng, the member of parliament for Asante Achim South, has expressed concerns that the government reluctance to tackle illegal mining, commonly known as Galamsey, is driven by the fear of losing the December 7th election. In fact, he called the press and spoke to them on the 2nd of October, in the midst of organized labor, even saying that we would demonstrate an MPP MP. And today, MPP MP, Afriye, MPP MP, Mrekuduka, all these are MPP MPs. First of all, Galamsey, in fact, the headquarters of Galamsey in Western Region is within the Takwa Nsoyem enclave. The member of parliament there is an MPP MP. So why didn't you lose that seat? Akufo-Addo won the Takwa Nsoyem seat. Mrekuduka won. Look, you see, let your logic reflect circumstances. When your logic is driven by convenience, people see that and they ask, is it the same Kwejopoku that we know?
What do you mean by his logic is convenient? He brings you, he gives you specific examples to say.
The ban was effected by the executive, Addo, not the MPs.
And even the setting up of the interministerial committee.
Perfect.
Yes.
So if people are angry with the ban, would they take their anger toward the member of parliament or the person who issued the ban? The logic.
Roland, can I say something?
Oh, please.
I like to say what I say.
You know what happened? You gave me 4 minutes. If you do this, it's not fair.
Okay, that's fine.
What we should all appreciate is that the 4 noted Galamsey regions, Akufo-Addo won all. Central, Western, Eastern, Ashanti. More than the vote he got in 2016. Where is your logic? Look, the people you are speaking to are persons of reason. Now, you see, when Al Jazeera did a documentary and directly placed our president at the center, the kingpin,
you mean the Goldwater documentary?
The Busumuru of Galamsey, what did he do? He threatened Al Jazeera.
He let them run away.
And ran away. Because he saw that the evidence that will be put in court is so overwhelming and you'll be embarrassed. How come Akufo-Addo has not sued Al Jazeera? Since the time that his lawyer, my brother Eko Esuma, said the president will sue Al Jazeera. He cannot do it because he will be exposed. 2, you see, why we are here today is that MPP wanted to take charge of the Galamsey, the concessions. And that is
how do you make that conclusion?
You see, if you listen to Titus Glover, he let out the cat out of the bag. He said, look, our own people are the ones thwarting the efforts. If Wutumi can go into the Tano Nimre forest and mine and he's the regional chairman of NPP. Akufo-Addo met men of God and was defending him all throughout your life. Look at the situation where the Western Regional Minister, MP for Takoradi, Kobi Dako, openly, even with video, you would expect that, oh, people will say some of these things behind the scene. With video, capturing him was directly encouraging galamseyers. And you come and sit and you say, we are what? Partners in what? On the 7th day...
Is it wrong if he says you are partners in this?
No.
Because you're a key opposition leader or party,
please,
and that's what he means.
Listen to me. The Constitution on minerals said all minerals are vested in not John Mahama. He said all minerals are vested in Nana Addo Dankwa.
Article 257.
Article 257.
6, yeah.
In fact, concession, nobody had gotten a mining concession from 2017 to date approved by John Mahama or his minister. Your minister, you the president, your minister who acts on your behalf, Mineral Commission Board that you appointed, right? You have a situation where in the midst of public concern, as late as 3rd October 2024, whilst organized labor said they were going to demonstrate on this issue, Akufo-Addo and his minister Minerals Commission were issuing 11 licenses. Look, Roland, the level of impunity by Akufo-Addo Bawumia government is one that we have never seen since 1992, and that is what I have said. I'll conclude on this.
Your time is up.
And that is what I have said.
Mr.
No, they interjected me. You know it. No. You allowed the interjection, and now you are seeking to get to me. Let me conclude. 30 seconds. I want to say this carefully: that if you do not punish the MPP on the 7th of December 2024. What you are essentially saying is that the MPP, they are entitled to misgovern this country. And that is why I said, even putting Bawumia on the ballot is a way of testing our national sanity. Whether, as a people, are you really for real? What is that?
So
what is happening?
I'm not PENDREAM TV. Now, so far so good. Say open online portal le Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.